he's doing this for us in this association. So just know that. I mean, we're gonna. Hey, I'll put a memo out for all the guys who on the football staff. What we're gonna do, guys. Well, we're gonna be seated and ready to go at 6:25. And no matter where we are, if you come in, hopefully you got all week this week. Get all your administrative stays done. Now, many of you have noticed I sent out assignments last night, 4 days this morning, in preparation for this call. Now, some of you did a great job. I mean, hopefully you'll be able to share on the call. If you have any problems, I'm gonna probably delete some assignments, move it from the game, and put it back on the game. My thing is, DragonFly is here. Much to a lot of supervisors' chagrin and some officials, but what for you as an official, you should be able to accept your game and get paid. So some things has to happen. You got to know how to accept the games, and you got to have your financial things set up in DragonFly. All right. So this week, between now and Friday, I expect everybody to have an account in DragonFly. I expect everybody who went in and accepted a game in DragonFly. Now, what I'm going to do is there are a lot of moving parts on the 10th and 12th, especially on the 12th, right? To Cumberland counties, they're going to start their 2 jamborees. They're going to be at Westover and Douglasburg, and they're going to start at 6 o'clock. 6, 7, 8, and 9. I mean, to get the credit for scrimmage is 2 hours. Or you'll work the 6 and 7 game, 8 and 9 game, but you'll work 2 hours to get credit. Sampson County, Robeson County, it's like they starting at 5 o'clock. But I'm gonna sign games, and they're gonna go out. We got a meeting on the 25th at that state clinic. 27th, that's 2 weeks out. I'm gonna try to stay 2 weeks out, the entire season at a minimum.
Hey, Earl, this is Barry. Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
The question is, I know that about 95% of people live in Cumberland County that call in Cumberland County, but any way you can help us out with some of the Moore County games?
No, cannot. Barry. Hey, somebody I can help you out. 95% of the games. Look, last year we had 22 games in Columbus County. 22. We got 4 schools: Whiteville, South Columbus, West Columbus, and East Columbus football. So when you say that, I looked at Zach Odom. Now I'm glad now that you brought it up. I'm gonna shift to that right quick. I talked to the regional supervisor that has Lee County and Southern Lee. Even went out for Ronnie and Frank, even when the football staff met, I had them in that conference. We got to go back to the state. Those 3 schools, Union Pines, Southern Lee, and Lee County, are supposed to come to us. That's what we were told. And that's what the conference president said. We had some issues in baseball, and some of them had some reservations. They could not come the first year realignment. Same thing as Hopton. I was informed by the Hopton AD and also the conference president that all 3 of those schools, we're going to have 4 additional schools this year. Now, I talked to the supervisor that has those schools. He's unaware. I talked to the AD on Monday, on the 11th, in Greensboro, and he wasn't sure. And I mean, I know if most of us know Ernie Persley, who's formerly of Pinecrest, and he wants to come because he was at Pinecrest, he was at Richmond, he's up there. So I got to find out from the NCHSA how that works as far as, they just, I got some of their schedules, maybe personally, but I'll find that out because I'll be all people saying, and the guys, I did that last year. You may not have thought that. Again, I looked at, somebody sent me a text message about staying around in their area, not traveling, like gas prices. Again, as long as I've been in this business, especially as a supervisor, other sports as well, no one has ever told me game was too close. People seem to think the games are too far. I mean, gas prices went down every day for about 30 days. It still is high. I got it. But for the most part, when I look at an assignment, I'm going to look at game. We have some critical games, and our best officials going to be on the games. It'd be great. And I told them in basketball, I told them in football. But again, for the most part, nobody goes to the same school more than you may go there for a JV game, then for a varsity game. You may see the same team, or you may see them on the road. I looked at that, and I got something here that I put together for one an official. He sent me something. I looked at all his varsity games, all his JV games, middle school games, scrimmage, and looked at the average what his game was. Again, guys, we geographically spread out, and you know I'm going to do my best I can to keep you. I think I did it last year. If you want to, Auburn has not gone away, and I'll be glad to pull your games up that you worked last year. And because what I'm doing is that those 7 people that went to the state championship last year, every last one of them had a state championship. And they didn't, I mean, I could have just kept them in the local area. I think for you to get better, you to demonstrate what you can do on the field. With some changes this year, even jump ahead a little bit, the test normally consists of 100 questions, but Ronnie, Frank, John was all at a meeting last week, Herman Lewis. The test will be 50 questions. There's gonna be some other changes this year, but I will consider that, but I can't say, because right now, if there's 2 schools, I mean, Union, Southern Lee, and Lee County, we may not get. That was a rumor. In fact, I put it on the distribution on the list. I took an asterisk off, but we would have that. I talked to the signer for that, and he said he's not been told. So, Barry, I will keep that in consideration. And like I say, I'm gonna look at your schedule when I get off the phone tonight, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did with a couple other people who asked me that. But guys, again, I'm more about getting the right person on the right game on the right night.
Right, Earl, I'm not complaining about the game.
No, nobody's complaining.
I'm just saying about the scrimmages. You know,
right.
Driving 84 miles for a scrimmage. You know, if I could get one in Hope County or.
Here's what I got right here. The guy who did this here, he did 3 scrimmages. He drove 46 miles. He went to one place and got all 3. I know, look, guys. Hey, I'm still official. No one's. Hey, what you asking? I got about 55 or 60 examples of. Hey, I'm just glad that somebody trying to get you all to do a scrimmage. I mean, that's why we're doing the Zoom tonight. All right. Hopefully, this is our last Zoom. We got looking at the CDC and looking at the numbers as they go up. Guys, again, I hope and pray that we don't have anybody that's home on Friday night because of COVID. I mean, some of y'all are doing a great job. Some people act like it's it's going away. Guys, hey, the numbers are rising, and we got to be cognizant. But again, when it comes to scrimmages, when it comes to clinics and everything else, that's why I got people in every area. I mean, I got Robert Reeve, I got Tommy Bregman, I got Tavis Everett, got other people, clinic areas and other places. When I go out and do the fitness assessment and do some different things, I'm gonna come out to those areas. Okay, I mean, this is a snapshot in time. I mean, this is not, we've never been there. I don't recall in my lifetime I've paid this much for gas. So first time, and it's the only time. But we're not gonna let that be a detriment, of who we get on certain games. But the scrimmages, it's never been an issue. I mean, like I say, all the jamborees and stuff going, I would think the majority of the association, we're gonna work on the 12th. I mean, most part, we're gonna work on the 12th because I don't have that many other dates. 11, some of them are coming in slowly. But I think, I don't know if Ronnie, Herman, Don or Frank can let me know. Did they say something about the schedule? Did they could have get them a cutoff? I'm gonna ask that anybody can answer that was at that meeting in Greensboro. Because I got a lot of schedule came in today. A lot of schedules came in today. That's going to be key. Trying to get the schedules in, because remember this year, the ADs are putting it in. And I got one from state championship official. I got Ken, to give you an example. Cape Fear has a game on the 12th where they're hosting Hope County, and they don't have a time because they put it in there. and they playing at Westover. They're playing Triton. That's something to that AD. And that's what we're going to go through now. That's why I started doing assignments today, just to put things out there. And you see some of them at 2 or 3 referees on this game. I just want to get everybody assignment who I think is going to meet all the criteria. When I say that, again, you can get one scrimmage, you haven't done the tests and those things. Before I give you that second scrimmage, you're going to have to complete all the administrative things. You can see that from the top. So again, and when I do that, I was hoping everybody on that game that was affiliated with the Cape Fear Hope game, once you accept it, I'm gonna go in tonight and make that change and make it where it's supposed to be. Because they actually, Cape Fear on the 12th is playing Triton at Westover. They got the second game at 7 p.m. And normally, everybody know the arbiter, what the arbiter would do was send you a notification saying, and you had to re-accept the game, but something about that game, they would tell you what the change was, the time, the date, the opponent, anything like that. But I don't really know what the DragonFly is going to do. So I want to get, before that assignment turns green, everybody on that assignment has to accept the game. So again, those things going to come out tonight. We're going to go real quickly over the uniforms. It is going to be, Cecil Mark may be open to some changes as it pertains to what we do during the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as far as the pink whistles and maybe the sweatbands or something like that. Not sure yet. He didn't. Pretty sure we'll know between now and Monday. If not, we'll ask him that. Most of the stuff is kind of cut and dry. So John's gonna go over the uniforms. Then we're gonna get into DragonFly. Guys, look, you have to have. I know Cumberland County and most of every school in the state, public school, they're gonna pay by DragonFly or they're gonna pay on site. Right? I only have one school, one high school, I mean, that has a private school that will pay. I mean, just private school. That is Trinity. Now, all Britain have to pay for them. So there's only 2 schools. Everybody's going to either pay on site or they're going to use DragonFly. So you got to have this stuff set up and for that to work. I'll be pushing the ADs and the different county ADs to make sure they have deposited that money. So we go out on our first game. The first paid game that I have is on the 18th, right? Today is the 18th. So 1 month from today. So what I don't want to do is ever have a situation where schools are trying to pay you and we, I mean me, have failed in my responsibility to have you have your account set up, right? So John, hey, anybody got any other alibis? I mean, I'll tell you more about the scrimmages and everything else, you know, how that's going to go, assessment, if you want to know about how that's going to go, the home fields, guys, we're going to have a 4-person mechanics, 5-person mechanics. We're going to run some drills, some different things. But everything we do when it comes down to that, it's going to be game related. It's going to be game related. Things that we doing that's going to happen in our game that we got to be prepared. All right, without further ado, John, talk about a uniform.
All right, guys. So you should be able to see my screen now. We're just going to go over this quickly. Chip, can you see my screen? All right, good. All right, so uniforms. It's a 2-inch stripe, 2-inch stripe uniform. I've got 2 sites you can get it from. There are other places. I'm not saying you have to get it from these 2 sites. These are just the 2 that I use. You have Gear Ref, which is located in Raleigh, North Carolina. They're a sponsor. They sponsor NCHSAA. And they tend to get stuff out pretty quick. And sometimes if you're in a real bad bind, there's some of us in the association who go to Raleigh and can run on our way home, stop by there, but that has to be arranged ahead of time because they're not there all the time anymore. So 2-inch is the required jersey top. We do short sleeve and long sleeves. The we do not do jackets. That's the big thing is don't get a jacket to go over it. If it's to the point where it's that cold, you put everything under the 2-inch long sleeve shirt. So the 2-inch shirt, as you see here, is what's required. Then for the pants, it's got to have the white stripe going down the side. Now, when it says fit poly, all right, that's going to be a little more form fitting. So if you don't like things to be tighter, then don't get form fitting. If you want it to be a little tighter, and you can pull that off, then you could get the form fit. Just a knowledge to know that that is the difference between the deluxe and modern fit. All right. The other thing is we have the shorts are usable for JV and middle school assignments up until when Errol says no more. And so the shorts, middle school and JV, all varsity games will be in pants. And some JV and middle school pants or games will be pants. Errol, we're staying that way. It's up to the referee. Is that correct?
That's correct. And normally we do it to October 15th. And I'll look at that exactly where it falls in the schedule, but I'll put it out more than, by Labor Day, we'll know exactly. I'll look at the weather and we're going to have some days, but we transition to the long pants. That's what it's going to be. It don't matter if it's an uncommon warm day, you're all going to be in the same uniform. And that's going to be, again, all varsity games, regardless when we go, varsity games are long pants.
All right. Next up is the hat, is the piping. I'm going to repeat what Mr. Daniels has said before. Look at your hat. It needs to be a black hat, not a gray hat, a black hat. For those of us who've had them for a while, they fade over time. They need to be black with white piping on it. If you're a referee, of course, you're having the white hat is for the referees. Next up, accessories. This is where we start looking at things. The flag is required to have the black ball. All right. Not the center weight gold flag. The black ball is what is desired. All right. The wristbands, you can see here, that tells you your down indicators. All right. You put it on your fingers and you flip it over as you go. That's one version of it. There's still some older ones where you could just move it up and down. Bean bags, we use the bean bags. Blue is for everybody. Everybody's got to have a blue one. If you're a back judge or there's a possibility you could be a back judge, then a white one is required. If you're a linesman, you need to carry a clip with you because you'll get there and the schools don't have it. And so make sure you have either one of these, either one works. Again, that's the linesman with the chain. Now, some of the white hats, and Ronnie, this is where I'm going to look at you and Frank. Some of the white hats give you a game card. There used to be that, or you can get some game cards.
I'm not, I'm not sure we've discussed that, but I don't plan on giving anybody a game card. They need to bring their own as far as I'm concerned.
Well, there you go. There's a packet of game cards right there for you. So, and then have a book to put it in. This is the important part, especially with us going to the possible, being able to use pink whistles. You got to get a Fox 40 Classic. It's got to say Classic. Do not go out there like I have and blow a soccer whistle. Eddie Melvin will look at you really weird and tell you to go change that thing as soon as available. So make sure if you do go get the pink whistle, you need to make sure that it is the classic whistle, Fox 40 Classic. Now, it is highly recommended to get, oh, hold on, I got a hand raised. Go ahead, Mr. Jones. You got to unmute yourself, or I can't hear you. There you go.
Hey, but I'm sorry to bother you. If we go pink, are we gonna go pink whistle and pink wristband?
It's not a requirement. If you want to, you can. I mean, but this will be the first time. And everybody who's done this with Mark. I mean, that's hoping then that if Cecil Marks allows it, because Mark didn't allow that. We weren't able to wear any. I mean, we didn't have a whistle. Basketball, football, any sport that used a whistle. Soccer, he didn't do it. But Cecil, he'll give us an answer probably on Monday at the state clinic if we can allow that for just that particular month. Breast cancer awareness.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is part of the requirement that everybody has to have pink or nobody has pink?
No, that's not, no. But that's what I would prefer. And that's what I'll say, but it's gonna be a moot point if he says no. And he'll probably say that because he has a couple of things. Tonight is the first night he's out giving his briefing. He did tell the regional supervisors on the 21st of June that he had some mechanic changes that he wanted to do. He went out to a couple of 707s and saw some things. He's going to make some changes. So he's going to tell us about the uniformity. For me personally, I prefer if they're going to do that. It looks better if the entire crew is going to do that, for that particular evening, to where we're going to have the same thing.
Next thing on that, guys, it's highly recommended to have a finger whistle. We don't want to work with a whistle in our mouth. Now, some of us do double whistles, as in they have one that's a lanyard base and one that's a finger base, and then those are the wings, and they normally spit them out after the snap. But the biggest thing on the whistle, make sure that that it is a Fox 40 Classic. That is the big thing that we got to make sure of. Now, the Gear Ref does not have the ring whistle in pink, but if you go to Umpire, they have it in pink. So it's that's there as an option. The next thing, and if I'm going too fast or anybody needs something else, just let me know and I'll slow down and go back. All right. Next is the belt. Guys, the belt has to be a thick belt. All right. It can't be the narrow, skinny belt that you normally wear for everyday work. And so these are the two belts that they sell, but it's got to be the thick belt. It can't be the thin, narrow belt. Keith Beverly, you got a question. You got to unmute yourself to get your question in.
I do. I don't want to delay the situation, but I'm just trying to understand the veracity of the statement. It must be a Fox 40 Classic. So we're saying that the Fusion Sonic. Oh, shit. That would happen right now. The Fusion Sonic or the Epic is no longer authorized. I mean, I've used them before, especially the Sonic, because it's basically a Fox 40 that's louder. I just want to understand the veracity of that statement, if that is in fact accurate, because this is the first time I've heard it. That's all.
No, Keith, that he was talking about that Fox 40. I think that's the only one they got in pink was not just that was the pink was referring to, and that's the only one we but we still do. It's gonna, some people still don't wear their mask and everything else. We still have the electronics.
Tracking. Okay.
No,
okay.
yeah.
I'm tracking that. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Next up, the shoes. They don't have to be a certain type of shoes. They just got to be mostly black. So the shoes just got to be mostly black.
And if you have a question that just send it to, either Frank, Ron, and myself, someone, a referee that knows. and other officials get in. If it's, we'll take a snapshot of it. Again, it's got to be predominantly black.
The other thing is, as long way as it stands right now, guys, you need to make sure you have something to carry it in with, because we'll have the opportunity to change in the locker rooms. Errol, what is the attire for us going into a school?
A business attire, guys. No, and if you don't know, I'll send you what business attire is. Basically, look, no jeans, no shorts, no slides. So you're gonna wear it's gonna be business attire, a polo shirt. Now, like I say, I'll be more at that. If the school does not have the adequate dressing arrangements, we're gonna continue to do, like I say, we're gonna monitor the CDC, the guidelines for COVID. Every LEA, we have about 15, 16 LEAs, some of them overlap. If they have some mandatory things about mask wearing and different things like that, if they don't have adequate, now I'll know before the season starts who's going to have what. They don't have a place for it, and we can go what, semi-uniform. We won't wear our jersey, we won't wear our shirt there to the game, but we won't leave in it. We have some cover it up. We won't be driving around, and some people they can wear ride a three-wheeler or something like that. They're not going to be coming to the game in our uniform. I mean, but again, that would be determined. But if they have adequate dressing facilities, we will go in business casual attire our season until we get to the playoffs, and then we go with coat and tie as appropriate throughout the playoffs.
Any other?
Errol,
Yes, sir.
if I may just touch on, and I apologize
Yes.
if I missed anything, but one thing, guys, when we're talking about the shirt, no placard on the shirt. I don't think it's a big deal if you got an American flag that is made on it, but we won't need one by position. So don't buy one of those unless you're planning to work college football, but you won't need it for Friday night for the new guys. A black undershirt would be what we're going to wear underneath that shirt, underneath your shirt. And I'd recommend everybody go and get that white bean bag. Pete Jones will tell you, you may get a back judge assignment. You never know. It's better to have it, not need it. And guys, when you're buying a belt, do a little shopping around. There's nothing worse than being new and buying something, and then when you get to the scrimmage, you're like, man, I should have bought this. You can get a patent leather belt that looks a lot better than just a Dole belt that you can buy, and you can even pick them up here in Fayetteville. I think I had to actually get one from Chip one time. From, I think Castle Uniform sells a lot of those right there at Bordeaux Shopping Center, and you can pick it up locally. That was all I had to add to that. Sorry.
You're good. Any other questions about uniforms? And one thing I will tell you, if you order from Ump Attire, if you subscribe to Referee Magazine and as a SSOA member, you get 10% off. And so at Ump Attire. So that's just one thing that I found that they tend to run cheaper. Now what we're going to move over to is the technology side of everything we got going on. We're going to start with DragonFly, and then we're going to try to walk you through as much as we can and make sure we get the important stuff. Guys, Ronnie and Frank and Errol may say, and Herman may say something different, but I was a little bit of a nervous about how this was going to work before I went to that meeting. And once I went to the meeting, there's still challenges. I still think it's going to be a little difficult. But I think in the long run, if they can get everything that they're trying to get done, it's going to be at least one stop for everything. So I think there's going to be some positives, but I also do realize, and I'm like you, in that I was a little concerned before I went to the meeting about how this was going to work. And so I'm going to try to relay to you everything I know and everything that I learned. And I sent Errol, me and Mr. Daniel stayed on the phone today for about 2 hours trying to work through some stuff. And we have webinars that are upcoming with DragonFly, the chief technology officer, and some of their technology people are going to give us one-on-ones to answer some of the questions. I sat in that meeting and Ronnie sat in that meeting. I'll tell you, for the first 10 or 15 minutes of that meeting, the answer to pretty much every question is not yet, but we're working on it. So if I answer not yet, but they're working on it, I'm sorry, that's all we got when we asked that question. And so, but we're going to do the best we can to get you to where you can survive for right now. All right. We're going to start tonight with the actual website. Once we go through the website, then I'll talk more about the app or the apps. There are two of them. So we're going to start with the website. And so when you log in to DragonFly, all right, let's do the first thing. When you come to DragonFly, this is what your screen looks like. Now, if for some reason you don't understand something and you want more information, all right, and you want to go through this on your own, over here where it says resources, click DragonFly Academy. All right, then it's going to come over here. You're going to select what group you are. We are officials. In here, it has a tutorial on how to take the exam, how to put blocks in, how to do assignments, how do you communicate with your partners, how do you do the payment system. And so there are, when you click on start courses, there's little videos that will walk you through how to do each of the steps. I'm not going to show you every one of those videos tonight. I'll show you one or two. But if there's something you don't understand, this is one of the first places you go. All right. Now, let's look at once you log in. And this thing is in my way. There we go. All right. So once you log in, you come to your home page or today. All right. This is where you're going to take your test. Is when you see down here, it will go, where's my football? Right there. Underneath this, the progress board says 100% right now. When the test uploads and when the state clinic uploads, we're not going to be 100% anymore. All right. It's going to show you missing something. You will click on revisit your registration underneath it. Then when you will have down here, one of the things that will say is state exam. You'll have to take your state exam. All right. So all your exams are on here. Now, last year, I'm just going to tell you what happened last year. Sometimes last year it was under, I think in the spring, it was under the sport. In the fall, it was up here under the High School Athletic Association. So you'll know where it is because it'll show up red as you're missing a requirement. All right. Now, let's start talking about the important stuff. Your money. All right. First and foremost, this is not arbiter pay in that you cannot set it up the day of a game and be ready to go. You need to be setting this up now. It takes 2 to 3 days to get everything loaded into the system. Before, I'm going to stop to answer one of the questions. There will not be anybody selling that I know of at the state clinic. Am I wrong on that, Errol?
No, that is correct. No one gonna be there.
And then Errol, I'll let you answer bread truck.
I got the radio, so I'm talking that at the end.
Okay, cool. All right. I just want to make sure y'all know we're looking at the chat for you. All right. So when you get here, you need to add a new account. You're going to put what it is, enter all your account information, your tax information, and then you're going to hit save. It will send to your bank 2 small deposits. And you will have to go in here where it says verified. You would have to go in and put in the 2 amounts that were in your bank account. Once you have submitted that, that is when you have registered your account with DragonFly to be paid. If you have not registered the day of a game, you ain't gonna get it. You're gonna have to wait a little longer and things like that. Do it now. That's the big thing right now. The schools are gonna pay from Dragonfly. Go ahead and get your bank account registered. Now, those 2 deposits, once you put them in, they will take them out. All right. After you register. So just know that ain't free money. All right. On the My Money, if you click up here where it says My Money, it will show you the games that you have been paid for already. It will also show you your available balance and the pending balance. It'll show the pending balance is games that you've worked but not been paid. Available balance is the games that you have been paid for.
Corrections.
Now,
One of the things we started recently with our invoices.
is there a question?
We'll also be reviewing the invoices.
Yes. Hey, one comment on that, John, to follow. When you do those nominal, there might be 91 cents, 71 cents, whatever it is. Guys, when you set the count up, you gotta wait 1 to 2 business days. Some people do it, they look back the next day, within 24 hours or 36 hours, and they don't see it, and they go back and then delete that and start over. When you do it so many times and you keep doing that, it's gonna shut it down. So again, I would like for you to do it today or tomorrow, hopefully, definitely by Wednesday. So by Friday, that you got enough time, you've got that. So when Monday comes, you're ready to go. I mean, if you go set your account up tonight, tomorrow, wait 1 or 2 business days, you'll see that we have verified. Once you set it up, you're good to go. That's, again, let's do all the administrative things this week. Hey, the most important thing I think for as an official, for me, I'm doing a soccer game, I'm doing a baseball game, I'm doing, okay, I want to know, I want to accept my game and get paid for the game. A lot of this other stuff is stuff for the regional supervisor. Not nobody's position to make my job easier. Some things gonna take longer and more labor intensive. And I want to minimize and make this the smoothest transition for you, the official. So it should be seamless. We just Dragonfly, Orbiter, it doesn't really matter. You can go do your games, do your blocks, and get paid. So again, as soon as you go there and set that account up and verify it, easy it is for me and it is for the schools when they start making payments.
Hey, Earl.
Yes, sir.
Did you say we have to have 2 accounts at your bank or
No.
just one?
Just one. And but when John went back, he showed that you can set up, it had personal, business, they had savings, checking. You verify however you want it. That is the account holder. It's just one account. You want to use it checking, you can use it in savings. Just one account. But they're gonna make 2 deposits in there. They want to make sure it's gonna be some cents, like 71 cents or 91 cents. It's gonna be a little small amount. They just want to make sure it's working. So again,
Okay.
once
So
you go
all
to the school, yeah, go ahead.
All you need is one account. That's what you're trying to say, right?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Thank you.
And again, and as we do this, guys, with the Arbiter account, that Arbiter account is still good. It may be schools, it may be outlying areas, it might be other assigners, college assigners, Parks and Recreation, Fort Bragg, any other assigners that you work for that still use Arbiter. So don't shut that down. That's still a good account. Nothing wrong with it. It's just that North Carolina High School Athletic Association, they are using this payment method. They are using Dragonfly. So don't do anything. It doesn't affect anything you have to do with the Arbiter. No, in fact, Ronnie and Frank, they talked about the fees.
Talk about.
Ronnie, go ahead and address no
Yeah,
fees. Okay, you get it, John. Okay, go ahead.
So when you go to My Money, you hit withdraw. Now I'm gonna tell you what they told us at the clinic. The system tells you if you read the guidelines, you are only allowed 4 withdrawals a month for no charge. Now, they said that the system right now is not keeping track of that. So if you want to do it every day, you can, but watch, because you may get fees popped on to you at a later time. But they said as of right now, they're not keeping track of it. But they said in the future, it's a guarantee that they will let you take 4 a month without a charge.
I don't think they said it was a guarantee. I think that they said essentially right now it costs them money every time you transfer it. And what they would prefer to see you do is instead of, if you work 3 assignments that week, they would much rather you at the end of the week do it one time than to do 3 different withdrawals during a week. And currently, you know, they put that up there to deter you, but I don't think they promised anybody that it would guarantee start charging later on or anything.
Ronnie, they also, I don't know if they told you all at that meeting, they will also cut you a check. I mean, it is things that you can ask for, and they do put a charge on it. You ask for, you want a check sent to you, want some other thing, like EFT. But again, guys, this is like I say, when I say read, just like we say, read the book and everything else, just read that. But if you get a charge, something like that, hey, bring it, shoot me an email and everything else. Like right now, there is no charge. I mean, a lot of people ask a lot of questions. I mean, it was across the spectrum there on last Wednesday. Region supervisors, officials, assistants. I mean, I had my staff there to ask questions and do some things. Again, if something goes and not right that you think that's not in, that you read, or just bring it up. New system. They're trying to accommodate us as best they can to make things easier for us. So again, if that happens, it is some things. If you want a hard check, you want a check cut, you can get that as well. Those are associated with some cost.
Barry, go ahead.
Well, I just, this seems weird because, I'm in, and a lot of people are too, in the business world, and they tell you exactly what we're doing not to do when you're working with accounts. I mean, I just, there's people trying to hack you all the time. And when you send something out and send something back in and send it back in, I always wonder how safe it is. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on like that in the world. How safe is their system as far as anybody had issues them being hacked?
No, in fact, Barry, I mean, we're just doing this now. And when I get that piece, that's one of the last things that Cumberland County did. It was having their attorneys look at that as far as that's concerned, because really, when we work with the arbiter, they had to send a check out to Utah. And of course, like any other bank, hey, when they got that check out there, some of the schools, and they run out of money, they don't send enough. They had to wait 10 days. And again, they're in the same situation. So again, those type of questions like that, and I have a specific answer to that, because Cumberland County, the last thing they did before they really decided they would go with DragonFly, they have their attorneys look at that financial piece. So I'll have more details answered for you on Monday night. Because I'm pretty sure the Cumberland County AD will be there, and he assured us on last Tuesday when we had that meeting on Tuesday when I was at the board of directors meeting, he informed us, the regional supervisors, that hey, Cumberland County will use DragonFly Pay for everything, middle school and high school. Because some agencies, some still are going to use the arbiter to pay. Some other, they don't feel comfortable with some different things, and they're doing a lot of things with the arbiter. So again, if you have any specific questions, Barry, just shoot that, and I'll have answers for you on Monday. I mean, Mr. Cecil Mark will be there, but David Cuff will be there as well to talk about things that they did to assure that, hey, that financial stuff, because again, it is hacked. I mean, someone sent some out this weekend, and my name was the board chair for something that I've never used that before for the Southeast Sports Officials Association. So someone's always trying to, bad guys are always trying to do stuff.
Copy that.
All right.
Earl, for the app, how do you get the app on your
We're going to talk about the app later. We're on the website, and then we're going to go to the app.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any questions about the money before we move on? All right. Next is, so 2 most important things is, 1 is to how you get paid, and 2 is how do you accept your assignments? All right, so if you're on here on the site, if you click assignments, then it'll come up with a set. Half of your screen will say my assignments, half of it will say blocks. We're going to start over here with the assignments. All right, as you can see, I got 2 games that are on right now. All right, I've accepted one and I got one pending. When you get a game that is a pending, it will notify you 2 ways. 1, through a message on the app, and 2, through an email. Now, the question was asked last week. How do I get messages on my computer? They don't, DragonFly messages do not come through your computer. You cannot get them through your computer. I was mistaken when I thought I did that. You can't do it. I asked them when I was up there. The messages are only on the app. Now, your assignments, it will send you an email when you get an assignment. It'll look like this. It'll say game assigned, Purnell Sweat, Clinton. It'll tell you who the game assigned it, what the game is, the sport, what sport it is, the date, time, facility, location, and then it will tell you who is in your crew. If you click on view game, it will carry you to the DragonFly. So just to let you know, when you click on that, it's going to take you away from your email and into DragonFly. So you will accept your game. It'll ask you, are you sure you want to accept? My assignment's been accepted. Now what we're going to do is look at the actual assignment. The assignments, it's going to tell you up here is going to have Pine Forest, Hope County High, and it'll have your position, tell you, it gives you a little countdown up there. Now, you click on it, that is where you put the score if Mr. Daniels requires that, or you put if it's a forfeit or suspended game, that's where you do. You click on that box and it will pull it up, and that's where you put that information. Then you scroll down. It will show you all your partners. It will give you their information. White hats especially. This little button right here allows you to send emails to your entire crew. You click that, select who it's coming from, and then you will just go down here and select your crew. It tells you their position. I go Anthony Ferguson, and then I will select everybody on that list. Now, it also gives you the option of selecting the assigner and the AD. All right, and that will build you an email. All right, you'll put your subject line, and then you will put all your game, you'll copy and paste your game notices in here. There's not a way to attach using this system. So you will have to copy and paste your game notice into the email for it to be sent out. Now, text messages, we will talk about when we get to the app. Now, when you keep scrolling, if you scroll down and click on one of your partners, it's going to give you your partner's information. It'll give you their phone number and their email address. All right. Then if you scroll down more, this is going to give you all the directors from the school level who you need to contact. Now, we did figure out there was an issue today. We're going to try to work with them to get it fixed. Where it says Bratcher and David Colbert, athletic director of Pine Forest High School, they're not the ADs. They're the county reps. The actual AD is Lawrence Smalls, and he's down here at the bottom. This key people is in ABC order. It's not in like it was in the arbiter where the AD or the host AD is the one that's up top. It's in ABC order. So we're going to try to work with Mr. Colbert and Ms. Bratcher to get their titles properly put in there so that we can distinguish in the difference. Now, in the bottom, There's a thing that clicks add document. There is no more ejection reports on the NCHSAA website. They are now located inside DragonFly. Errol, I know that in the past you have said we call you every time we have an ejection. The white hats are the ones filling out the ejection report or the ejecting party?
The ejected person that does the ejection. And let's say, again, right now, someone has just done an ejection. I just got it. You go around and when you do an ejection, guys, here, go back and delete it. Somebody on this call right now just did an ejection. When you do that, I get that instantaneous. I get it, but also the AD of that school gets it, the principal gets it, so they all get it. So when you go around there and you do that, guess what? I'm getting phone calls. I get the email. Okay, so that when you do that, just understand that. You get it right then. I mean, does it affect some things at the school? Yes. That's why we kind of went away to this, the home campus. And how, if your school don't have an ejection over so many years, they get awards and stuff like that. And that's why people really, they complain about that more than anything else. That goes back to the principal. So you go there, just make sure you go back and get that. I mean, we had some last week at the clinic, people did just to see what it's about. And again, now you do that ejection report. We don't have to report one. We want that because again, they're going to look at this more. When you write that ejection report, that's not a text message. You don't, not abbreviations. That is a legal document. They're going to use that ejection. Part of the ejections got us into that House bill because it's going to eliminate some people from the playoffs and those kind of things. They're going to take that what you write. So again, when you take your first letter should be what? Capitalized. They're looking at capitalization, punctuation, anything, that's it. So when you call me, they're trying to, we may build something where you're going to send an email to the regional supervisor, and then we're going to get that, make sure it's clear and concise to the point, exactly what happened. So again, it's not saying that, but again, people will use those things and for not what the intent it is. But my bottom line is we're going to get the bad actors out of the contest. All right. So I don't care whether they main of that game, they're not going to play. So if they want to come back, they may not be, games for fighting in football and and all of the sports. But I want you all to be focused on getting someone who's not making football plays, being a menace out of there, and they deserve to be disqualified and ejected. We're going to get them out of the game. That report is going to be more of a legal document as was just something to say, okay, this is what happened. So so again, how you write it, subject, verb, context, everything else for us, predicate, that's what it's going to be. All right, so we're going to continue to do that. I expect the referee also, but I will talk to the official that, I mean, it's too unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's said nobody wants to get a second one. Hey, again, that's the person that did the ejection is going to be the one that write the report.
Keith Beverly, you have a question.
Yes, are we gonna depend on the coach for the name of the individual, or is that imperative, or can we just put the number down? Because of course we don't have a media guy then like
Right,
that.
right. But again, when you call me, if we look it up, we did that actually. We have actually they changed the number. I mean, senior day, something like that. We got max prep, everything. When you eject someone, now you're over there trying to, you hope somebody on that sideline, especially if it's the end of the game. At the end of the game, very heated contest, rivalry game, something like that. We're not going to run back and just trying to do that. We're not going to agitate the situation. I have no problem going in and just, hey, look, this is the number. Hey, it may be a situation where it's not even on the roster. It may have given the number of that game. So we're going to go with the number, and we know the team, something like that. I just tell them that's what it is. But we're not going to agitate because it may be an assistant coach. It may be a coach on the sideline. But we're not going to get them out of the game. And that'll be my issue. I'll call the AD. They'll know.
And guys, the other thing is about that too, is DragonFly. Part of the reason why they went to DragonFly is because it syncs up with Max Prep.
That's right.
And so so when the AD puts everything into DragonFly, it uploads it into Max Prep's website. Their schedule, their players' information, all that goes straight to Max Prep from DragonFly. So that's another resource if you need to use it. The other thing, it still gives you the deadly sins that are there for the ejection. And then you'll go down. Notice down here though, that the fields below are to be completed by the high school association. You don't need to fill any of that out. All right. Now, you will hit sign and complete. All right. And then this will submit it. Now, if you are playing with it like I just was, just to show you, hit the little trash can button down here at the bottom. And that, are you sure you won't delete this document? Yes. All right. And delete has been done. All right. So, and it's going to send you, when you get that report done, and Ronnie and Frank, you may have to help me because I've never hit submit. It sends it to Errol, the high school principal, the state, the high school AD, you yourself. Did I miss anything, guys? I know those 5.
That's correct.
Okay. So that is where you do that. Bradley, you got a question?
Keep going.
All right.
I have a question. Are we going to do the penalty reports in this system this year?
No.
Sample?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
I can now.
Okay. Playing around with it, I hit the ejection button and it sent emails and a DragonFly notification that a document for ejection was created. Did you guys receive that as well? As soon as I hit that?
Yes.
Okay, you already received that then. So,
Yes.
I mean, if you're iffy about it, then, I mean, it like gives you no room for play because it creates that document already.
That's why I'm saying that I prefer before you leave the game site, you don't do, I mean, in the call or this, because again, normally I'm gonna get a call from the team, the AD, from the coach, because they could be the same person already. And it helped tremendously when they call and I said, look, I already know about it. But look, there's no reason, they're very emotional about it. The parents are there. Hey, he didn't do nothing. The other guy started. So again, you call and say, I got an ejection. There's no reason. On Friday night, they didn't talk about the fines under the old system. You had 24 hours to get it. So on a Friday night, we had to have that Monday. There's no reason. Some people get it that Friday night. You don't get extra credit. Hey, I would rather look, let's talk it through. And again, unless they got indisputable evidence that saying likewise, but I trust your eyes. You saw that in real time in the game, what happened. So I have no problem. I've been where I got a call from the supervisor, I got a call from the supervisor official saying, Harold, are you sure? Look, I know what a punch looks like. Look, if you all want to go and what they call overturn it, whatever the case may be my guess. I know in that game that I'm officiating, I'm gonna get the troublemaker out of the game. He commits act is excessive, multiple unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm going to remove that person from that game. What they do the next game, it's not my issue. So, but again, that's why I say I want you to call. Let's discuss it, talk about it. Because again, normally the supervisor official don't call directly to the official. He calls the supervisor, and then I call you, and they get enough practice. Again, but again, now that it's going to other places, what we don't want to do is get in line like we're rushing. Some have on a Thursday night, hey, we gotta have them sometime on Friday. Just call, we can talk about what happened. I mean, normally it's a referee, we go there and inject it, it's gonna be the referee and that wing official. Referee and it's the back judge that made it, referee and the umpire. There's always gonna be two people talking to the coach. Because the coach gonna say, they told me he was disqualified. They never said ejection. Okay, coach. I don't think. Vanity. Those are in the handbook. Those ejection. So I would say, look, they told you he's removed from the contest. Is he ejected? Coach, out of the game. And we're gonna come up with a standard, and Cecil probably gonna cover that on Monday night. Standard verb and just yes. Any other question on that?
All right. That's everything for assignments. Now, the last part is creating blocks. All right. Over here to the side, it says create block. All right. So you're going to hit that. Now, if you're going on vacation, like for next week, I'm going on vacation. So I am gone from Thursday until Tuesday of the following week. I would just put that. I would put the time I'm leaving, the time I'm getting back, and hit save block. I'm done. Now, if you are doing a half a day, all right, you will just put and guys, there's not a great way of doing this. I can't tell you the easiest way to do it. You're just going to do it depending on you. If you have a very firm schedule that doesn't have anything, you can do this recurring where you go, I'm not available 8 to 3:30. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then it will save it. Now I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm not a fan of this is because, like, for me as a teacher, I go on spring break or I have a day off. Only way I can do this is to cancel it out. And so there's no from this day to this day. When you go and put it in, I have to cancel it off. So I'm telling you the easier way is to go in and do it one at a time right now. I do know, if I remember right, this is something they said they're working on, is to try to put a beginning and an ending date. So, but that's how you will put it, and you'll hit save block. One time, if you just want to come in, hey, on Tuesday, I am not available from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then I hit save block. It's going to pop it up here on your availability. These are your blocks where it says availability. Now you'll also have where it says distance. First of all, you got to take that 0 and put it to some, you got to put a number in there. It won't allow you to do a 0. All right. Then your address. It's going to verify your address. So for those of you, for example, who work in insurance, if you know, hey, I'm going to be in the Lumberton office on Monday, you can put add a new address and put that address, and it will verify it, and it will let Errol know when you're going to be there. Now, I am going to tell you, it tells you this time frame. We found out today that time frame does not block. It does not block you from being available to work games. All this does, it tells Errol or the system where you're coming from. All right. Again, you would hit save block. Conflicts. Errol, you remind me, I just forgot. I'm sorry. You said if you want to block a school, they need to contact you.
And it blocks. And it blocks.
So
when it comes down to school or official, they need to call. Again, guys, when you block, like right now, we got the Jamboree. They playing Jamboree say in Cumberland County, and they got Terry Sanford, Pine Forest, all those schools, they're playing. Ronnie Blanc has a son, goes to Southview High School. If he blocks Southview High School, guess what? Southview not even playing at Southview. They playing on the road. They playing another team. Hey, when you block a school, that means you goes on. That may be an away team. So I want to know that, because we know it's about 3 schools that everybody just seem not to want to go to. All right, but again, if you blocking a school and here they don't have, like, I would rather they're gonna block a team, because that means if Ronnie blocks Southview High School football team, doesn't matter where they go. When I go to do that, he would show us being blocked. I wouldn't even see him being available for that, because he blocked Southview, and Southview playing a game at Westover. They playing a game at Byrd against another team. It doesn't really help me. So again, if you want to block a school, hey, I know Anthony Ferguson, his wife worked at teacher at Center First High School, got that. But again, you got a son or daughter to go to school, unless hopefully they getting out there in 4 years. If they over there 5, 6 years, you might need to have them somewhere else, all right, because they're not learning. So again, just run it through. That way I'll know that when they're on the road or something like that, because we don't get in a situation where someone say, hey, that person shouldn't have been on that game. So I've been on a game with someone who probably shouldn't have been on that game. I'm not going to put crew our credibility as association on a game that you shouldn't be on. It's not worth it. So we're not going to. So I want to know that to ensure that doesn't happen. I mean, even on the scrimmage, I mean, it's no big deal. But even on the scrimmage, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. So if you got a block right now, if you've already been in there, just shoot me an email. Again, and when I told this shared this with DragonFly, they said, oh, there's an assignment you can override. I don't believe in overriding blocks. I mean, if you want to block it, it's a reason. If it's an issue that official or something like that, I have no problem with that. Again, I'll be upfront about it, and we're going to make sure, again, when we go out there, we're going to go out there as a team. I have no doubt in my mind when I make an assignment, especially on a Friday night, and even on Thursday night, that I know people can go out there and be professional. 2 or 3 hours working with someone that they really don't see eye to eye with. But again, I'd rather not have that. So again, don't just say, I don't want to work with somebody because you just don't want to work with them. You got to be more substantive than that. But just shoot me something, preferably this week. So as I get all the blocks together, I know, because when I make assignments, I consider all those particular.
All right, is there any questions on blocks?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Keith, how may we help you?
Goodness. Given what you said about, because I'd already put in a block because I have a pretty firm schedule, but it can be subject to change. Earl, do you have the ability to override blocks as you did in Arbiter?
Yes.
Case by case basis?
Right. And again, Keith, I'm glad you brought it up now. Keith, that's what I say, guys, if you know you're going, out, and now, like I say, my best officials, and I say that if you want to work, you're going to be down in a certain area, and you know that, hey, I was asking that, can you see the master calendar, things like that? When you out there, guys, I want you to work. Football is 10 weeks long. That regular season is 10 weeks. Okay. I want you to have as much availability as possible. So if you're going, be out there, John mentioned whether you're out in Lumberton's Assurance, you're going to be out in an area, going to the beach, you're going down there. Again, I will try to accommodate that. And at this time, some people blocks you get freed up. Because again, I've had a couple of volleyball officials say, hey, what about Thursday and Friday? Can I block Thursday and Friday? Right now is that if you can't block volleyball, that account to do football, or vice versa. You blocking all day. That day. Either Bill Henderson or I or an official. I'm like, I have no problem with it. If it's a critical game, I think again, if I'm staying 2 weeks out, I'm not going to go out there. You're an independent contractor. You know you're going to go and that's what you want to do. I'll look out there and see, but I don't like to be first come, first. I don't want you declining someone else's game. I mean, good officials don't do that. They keep the blocks up. But this is a situation where we clearly get different signers, different accounts, you block the whole day. So again, I've talked to 3 people already that do both volleyball and football. They want to work on Thursday and Friday. But again, I don't want a situation where I don't sign them a game and then they don't get a volleyball game. They're at home. That's not what. So, but again, if you do that, I'll look at the schedule. You gotta tell you, I mean, again, but I don't want you declining someone else's game, and then that's not a good look. So I'm gonna work with other signers to
And
make sure that don't happen.
and they said they were working on that part, and that we should see that in the next week or 2 is what they were hoping.
Right.
So just to make sure everybody's on the same page with that, you cannot go like in Arbiter where you could block volleyball on Friday. You cannot, and then work a football game on Friday. And Errol see you available. You can't do that right now. Currently, if you block all the signers for that day. So just know that. And they said that they're working on it and that hopefully that would be ready in the next week or 2. As we find out, we'll let you know.
All right, guys, I'm answering a couple questions. One of the questions, first of all, thank you, Ronnie. The deadline they put out for the schedules was for the 22nd. And that's good. I hope that they adhere to that on Friday. And that's the case. We'll review the schedule. Hopefully, like I said, we'll have an answer about that. Because again, on that Wednesday, state plan the 25th, on Wednesday 27th, that's 2 weeks, August 10th. So the next set of assignments. So as of Sunday, I will probably send an email and look at all the assignments going forth will not be, I wouldn't say test assignments, dummy assignments. Hey, they're going to be assignments. I mean, all of them are. I mean, I had a couple people already to reject, they call it reject assignments. Again, guys, I'm only going to assign you games when you are available. I have to coordinate with you. I'm going to assign you games when you're available. So I shouldn't have anybody really rejecting assignments. Okay. That's the 22nd, the deadline. Radios for varsity. Just listen to the Cecil Mark. He's very pro radios, communication on the field. It helps. But again, guys, we start off, we're not going to be the radios. I want you to know what you're doing. And hey, someone should be able to watch the game and you can watch the officials, you can see exactly what's going on. I mean, we don't want you that just that is a crutch. Somebody talking through the game, I want you to work the game. We go into the season. We're going to do that. We're going to have a class on use of the radios. Not only use of radios among the crew, but also how you communicate those that are officiating, how we communicate on the radio over the PA system. All right, so we're going to do that. But yes, radios will be in use this year. The photos, a lot of these, you see those 2 gentlemen on the screen right there, signer and official. They got, you see John picture over there as an official, mine as a signer, and you see Anthony Ferguson. You don't have to be in coat and tie. You don't have to be in the bow tie. You know that. But look, we don't want to see a car. We want to see a billboard sign, anything like that. You out in the golf course, someone should be able to see your upper torso in your face in that little circle. All right. I want everyone to upload a photo, appropriate photo, business attire at a minimum. All right. Again, we got people coming from all different locations, and we don't work. Now later on, as we go down, I want to look at having crews for the middle school. Eventually, we may go that way, but we got to get training up to a certain point. I don't want to have a strong crew and a weak crew. We got to balance it out. Every team deserves good officiating. Okay, and that signifies. I don't just see that. Everybody, the National Federation, NCHSA, they all see that photo. Okay, so you got a lot of strong men out there, little hanging men. Look, upload a professional photo, and let's do it by Friday. When you send the emails, and one thing about the emails that you get from DragonFly, You can't underline, you can't bold. Right now, you can't do any of those things. A lot of times we put emphasis on different things. You do that generic, you do that email, it's gonna put it out in their format. So just understand that. John just showed you about that photo. Again, just put something up there. Just people, they want to know because hey, it may be to pass out some kudos to you or anything else. Again, everything, all the administrative stuff we need to do. Some of you have paid your association fees and have paid the booking fees. All the administrative stuff. I will probably, hopefully, everything be done by Friday, but as a last resort on Monday. On Monday, again, we were backwards planning to be in our seats at 6:25. First impression we're gonna make when our new supervisor gonna be there, we're not gonna be straggling in or anything like that. Okay. So I'll have somebody there if you wanna do that, but at some point, we're gonna stop, go there, we can take it at later. Still, hopefully we'll have an update on those on the background checks. Those if you haven't got your concussion test and all that stuff done, completed, I will be updating that on a daily basis. I'll send you an email. That doesn't mean you haven't done it. That means it's not indicated. I want you to be eligible. I want to make, when I make those first set of assignments. When I first did the assignments for last night, I looked at the people that had photos. For the most part, going through that again. You look at there when that referee or other members there, you go there, where you're gonna park, where you're gonna do this stuff, and even those key people. And then find out when I talked to John today, they had some people not listed as athletic directors. So I got some things to do there. Ronnie and Frank have done a great job assisting. I mean, Herman going, they went all the way to Greensboro. I mean, sat in the meeting and did some things. This is going to take a collective effort to make this successful. And this, not many people, especially regional supervisors, are a fan or supporter of this new system. So the school's not, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work off the field, and we're going to make it work on the field. Speaking of on the field, at our on-field clinic, there'll be some information coming out throughout this week. We're going to go over this and review some of this stuff if you need it. I expect to have some classroom work this week. I think every day is going to be above 90 degrees. Great time to get acclimated. All right. If you need a physical, get a physical. I mean, you need to get out and walk around and do some things. That's what the assessment is going to do. I mean, again, it's going to be hot in August. It's going to be hot in early September. I'm going to tell you some of my philosophies as we go forward, as in the positions that you work. And Ronnie was he was dead on about, hey, you don't know where you're going to work on in particular. Right? Because again, you get to be, if you wear that white hat, I expect you to be able to function in all other forward positions. You know, I mean, people have told me I want to do some white hat. Look, I'll tell you about that. I mean, be promoted to the white hat. You should be, look, hey, I'll tell you, and I think you should go into the white hat. Great that you want to, but you can't just go from the back judge to the white hat. Can't go to umpire. I think you need to be more versatile because that's the crew. You're the leader on the crew that night. Had a coach call me today, asked me, was it his scrimmage in the system? I mean, he just comforted, like, hey, I didn't call you to complain. Well, I don't want you to call him at all. I didn't tell him that, but that's, you know, either he got a message like, I don't even call him and ask me about that. Look, when you show up at your first game, scrimmage or not, I expect you to know both 4-person mechanics, 5-person mechanics. We're going to get after it on Saturday. We're going to do a lot of things. We're going to do some things that unconventional. Hey, you may not, whether you're good at it or not, it's effort. I mean, let's learn, go through this stuff together. But we got busy. It was the 23rd, and we got the 24th. The test begins. Then the 25th is our meeting. And the next, every time we do something, you're gonna learn something. And I hope this was helpful tonight. Again, go in there, get the financial piece done. Have questions, just jot it down. I mean, if you got any questions, send it. Those questions like Barry asked about the finances, about, people are hacking and stuff, they're doing things. The test, we got some email things where the email that you signed up with, you may have changed your email. So everybody's not getting the Zoom meetings. Hopefully, the remainder of our meetings will be in person. They're not gonna all be at the same location. I mean, it's not gonna be just in Cumberland County. It may be somewhere else, maybe in Purnell Square, maybe you'll go around. And like I say, I got people that are on the staff in every location. As far as in that area, up in the Richmond, Moore County area, Laurinburg, and Scotland County, that Robertson County, Bladen County, Columbus County, Sampson County. So it's going to be where you aren't coming. We know what gas prices and everything are. We know it's tough right now. Again, this is all temporary, guys. It's temporary. You're gonna go. You're gonna go. I don't, regardless where it is. You're gonna get a survey. You get a survey. Should get one this week. Guys, just answer the questions. Answer them honestly. Okay. A couple of guys in this area will sit on that committee. We're trying to do something during the pay things, the schools, what the schools can do better. Let's give an honest assessment of, everybody on the call knows why they do. Everybody have their own why. Why do you do this? Again, and let's be here to the guidelines and adhere to the suspenses. Okay. Anybody have anything for the good of the group? Also one other thing, the state clinic. Now, if you need to resend that email about where the locations are. Now, we have a contingent. We have people going, I know of, some going this week, and a couple are going the day after. On the 25th is our clinic at Southview. Very next day, you want to go to Duplin County, Beulaville, right outside of Sampson County. Hey, just send me an email. A couple people going, the carpool up there. Same thing is going up to Raleigh, to Cardinal Gibbons. I got a list. I'm going to keep that list and make sure, guys, I want you to go. I don't know how quick they're going to be in posting that, because again, on the 25th is the state clinic. And really, once they put that out, like I say, we're going to go, none of us have been to the state clinic. What they're going to do is put that, so when I assign you to a game, they'll scrimmage, like I say, the 27th will be the first time I send out, no later than that, I'll send out, we'll start getting real assignments. Those won't be changed. Again, if you're not going to the one in Cumberland County at Southview, and you're going somewhere else, I bet just shoot me a text message, shoot me a email, say, look, I'm going to attend this one in Beulaville. I'm going to attend this one in Cardinal Gibbons. And I would tell you that these people are going, and whether you want to carpool or not, people going there as a contingent. Like I say, a couple of guys just said they're going to drive. Somebody want to ride with them. They go up there. Again, I want to make sure we get all the administrative stuff done. Anything else in the chat line? Anything else you need addressed?
Yes, is the link for tonight's attendance is in the box. Just click on it and fill out your name. When we're done, I will, if you don't know how to do that or can't, stay on the line and I'll take down your name and I'll do it manually. The other thing is the question about the app. We didn't get to cover it a lot. There are two apps. The one that right now that they're using the most, it seems to be the most beneficial, is just called DragonFly Max, and it looks like it has a hurricane logo on it. They said they were working on transitioning to the new app, which is the Centers for Officials Services, and it has the NFHS site logo, and then under it has the DragonFly logo. Use the one that says DragonFly Max for right now. When you go into the app that for assignments, if you need to text your partners the day of the game, that envelope on the app turns into the ability to give text messages to your crews. The app was acting funny today and trying to accept assignments. But you could see everything in it. The videos in the DragonFly Academy are pretty good at walking you through how to get through on the app. The other thing, real quick, is some of you were asking questions about your concussion course. You need to go to nfhslearn.com. You'll click on the courses, log in before you start it. Log in using the email address you used to sign up for DragonFly. Then you'll click on courses and you will click and find the course that says concussion, and you will take it. It should be for free. Also, one of the things that they did in NFHS Learns last year is it gives you sport specific clinics that you can take about the sport. So it's got officiating football is one of the clinics that is offered. So, and I did some for soccer a couple years ago, and I plan on doing the one for football, but they were pretty good. The other thing, right now, we do not have a way of posting things. So I'm posting in a link to Edpuzzle. Those of you who did softball and basketball, you know about Edpuzzle, but it's where if you missed a clinic, you can go back and watch it online. You need to go and register for it now. You watch the clinic, it'll ask you questions. If you answer the questions within, as long as you get a score 80 or higher, then you get credit for attending that clinic. But you have to join that class in order to do it. Now, the other question, Harold, you're gonna say something?
You know, I just got one thing, and now, guys, I've already got a couple of people that notified and told me they can't be there 25th. Normally, when we have the state clinic, we follow that up with all officials. And look, I'm going to accommodate every person, association that want to appreciate football. You're not there to that state clinic. Hey, that's why I need the list. Tell me where you're going. We're going to have. That's me problem. That's if I don't get you to all officials, I will get you. Hey, we will get together at another time. All right. So you got something already committed. You're out of the state on vacation. You got another commitment you got to do on the 25th. That's why I need to know, hey, if you're not going to be there that night, if you can't go to another state clinic, that may be that case. I got most important thing is the state clinic, because I will adjust that. I will make another date. So again, I appreciate those who've already told me where they're going and other things. You can't be on the 25th. I will make sure I have another opportunity prior to the season. Be sometime next during the scrimmage. I don't care what it is. We have to go and we'll go over all those things that we're going to do for the all officials. That's another requirement. I appreciate those that have emailed and text me the last few minutes to say, look, hey, I'm going here, I'm going there. What I'll do is I'll make sure you get your all officials clinic. You work with me and make sure you get that state clinic and all the other requirements, guys. Then we can just focus on football. All right.
The other thing some of you asked,
Question.
go ahead.
About where the address to send the booking fee.
Yes, that'll be on. Yeah, I'll send that out tonight. And also, I will send you, it's 4 links about that DragonFly. Guys, I mean, I just did my pay thing the other day. I'm going to send an email with that. Again, I try not to be, emails be too long because I know what it is, guys. I mean, can't be emphasis, can't underline, you can't do those things. So again, the emails that I do send, guys, just read them. But I will send that out today. All right, so we get off as well to those links, those other things that John had out there. You guys just kind of look for them. And if you like, say, we have these on fields, we have a scrimmage, it'll be somebody there that can help you during that scrimmage. So bring a computer there if you need to. A lot of they have Wi-Fi at the schools. The key thing is just get all the administration things done now, so we can, like I say, we can start kind of focusing, move to the field.
The final thing is some of you are asking, as soon as this meeting's over, I upload the entire meeting to YouTube. If you watch the YouTube, you don't get credit, but if you just want to go back and review and say, hey, they talked about how to set up my bank account, and I want to go back and look at it. If you type in SAOA NC, it will pull up all the videos for football, baseball, and basketball and softball. So it's SAOA, the old title is the name of it. And so if you do that, it will pull up the football list. And like I said, I will have it uploaded tonight before I go to bed.
John, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
This is Terry Johnson. Going back to the uniforms, for umpires, are we allowed to wear the towel, put the towel on?
Yes,
White or black towel?
preferably black.
All right. Thank you.
Any other questions for the good of the group?
Hey, Errol, just one emphasis on the towel situation. I think we need to be talking, like a golf style towel. We certainly don't want something that's dragging the ground that you may trip on, or we don't want a bath towel by no means.
Beach towel. Yeah.
I seen some of the pictures. They had the towel that the belt goes through the towel. When I was doing some softball games, it was a nice towel. It wasn't a long towel, but it served its purpose. It's nice and neat.
Even have the ones that hook onto the belts onto the buckle as well.
Right.
Onto the where you slip your belt to, kind of hook on it to the holes, like a keychain.
I'm listening. I'm gonna see, but I guess when the umpires are running so fast, the towel just gets all in. Never mind. Make sure it's in front. All right.
All right. Yeah, when the umpire's running real fast. Yeah, right.
Okay. Ronnie, you have anything? I mean, for the meeting, anything else, guys? Guys, anytime, any questions? I mean, okay, I'll start sending some things out. I mean, again, you see something. I mean, hey, Ken sent some emails today. Some other people sent. Hey, was Barry Miller? You guys, the question that we get answered now. There's no such thing as stupid question. They're all stupid people, but not stupid questions. Because somebody else may be addressing it. Hey, like again, like say, if it's something, look at the assignment. Because again, assignments, I put the middle schools in for Cumberland County today. I put Sampson in tonight. And when they put that schedule in, another set of eyes. I have Ronnie, I have Frank, they're gonna help. They can kind of go through this here. But again, it's new to them as well. So again, if you see some kind of odd, there's nothing, I would rather you send me a message and say, look, Harold, this is what it is. I mean, it's more than being official. Just say, look, I thought that was wrong. Just like we on the field and we got together. If somebody think it's third down and second down or fourth down, that's what we do. I mean, this is going to take a concerted effort for everybody to make this work this fall. Everybody, I mean, for all the sports, soccer, volleyball, and football. We got so many moving parts, and we still got things they're gonna pull out in DragonFly. That's why I say I want to get ahead of the curve. I don't want somebody. It's going to be a couple of train wrecks, not so much in football because most of the teams gonna play one game a week. And Jack Rickland, they got one JV game, one varsity game. Again, those other sports, soccer, net, trying to make sure we got officials on the right place at the right time. I mean, again, it's going to take a concerted effort, guys, for everybody.
Hey, Earl, this is James Baldwin. Not necessarily a question, but my schedule for my work is going to change here within the next week or so. I don't know exactly. It's going to be a reoccurring schedule, but I don't know exactly which days I'm going to have off. And if you're going to do any scheduling scrimmages, I ask if you can maybe pause with scheduling me until I find out more. I think Friday.
Right. And what I'll do for guys like you, I mean, those guys work on shift and stuff like that too. I know it fluctuates. I was asking them that, can you see the master calendar or the scrimmages and things? What I'll do is I will put it out on an email. I mean, all the jamborees, start time, 6, 7, some going 6, 7, 8, 9, some starting at 5. If it's something odd, if you see something, even at the last minute, look, if you think you can go there, all right, just shoot me a message. Say I can go. I mean, that's the day. Again, I want to get everybody time because we're going to have a couple, in middle school, we're going to have scrimmages and stuff like that. I want to get people down there. And again, guys, that's what I appreciate. You know what you can do. You know your schedule. It's easy for me to see when you're available. You say, no, I can't go. I want to do it like a no-show. Again, just work with the system. I'll put this, I'll put it in an email. This is what I have right now. You're running say they want the schedule in by the 22nd, this Friday. So when that schedule comes out, I will show you everything I have. I have no problem. You say, look, Errol, I can go there. I have something to do there. Again, when you go to the scrimmage, my expectation is for you to work. I mean, if you're not going to work, you don't get credit just for attending. I want you to actually go work the scrimmage. I mean, I would like where you work more than one position. Okay, I mean, there'll be some guys there kind of get out your comfort zone and do something. You might learn have a little bit more respect for somebody else's position and what they do. So again, I'll do that. Again, if I have you on something, they say the minimum is 3. If like I say, if they only got 4 hours, you can max you can get is 2. They got 6, 7, 8, 9. So again, I've tried to do that, but I want everybody to work. I don't want one person doing 5 scrimmages and someone else only do it 1. Okay, I mean, we take turns doing hard jobs, guys. That's what we do as a team.
Hey, Errol, and if I could just add, you know, this DragonFly thing is new to everybody, but you know, and there's a lot of assigners that are complaining about how it works, and there are some kinks in it. But Q Tucker made it blatantly apparent that this is what we're going to go to. So we're going to have to work through it. One thing that John did mention on the app is you can text your partners, and there may be some hiccups in that, guys. If you hit that button, make daggone sure that it's not going to the administrators as well before you start sending chats amongst yourselves about any school or anything that we wouldn't want them to know about. Just, you know, use some common sense as we navigate through what this thing will do before we get ourselves in trouble. And that's all. Real.
Frank, anybody else got anything? Again, guys, thanks for your time. Expect the things coming out tonight. Like I said, as I get the scrimmages and jamborees I got scheduled so far, I'll do that. But everybody, if you would, look at, I want all the assignments that I made tonight and last night. If you still got something pending, go on there, even if, again, except the game. I'm going to take all of them out, right? I'm going to take all of them out. So you don't, it's not a trick thing. Hey, you accept it, then all the things I did, I'm going to take it all out, and we're going to go back. And then I'm going to send some more. The assignments you get between now, you have now, and Wednesday will be assignments just to make sure you can accept the game. Like I say, a couple of people told us right there that they couldn't get in on the app, you couldn't get in and sign it. Robert Bell did it. They did it. He's going to call today. So again, that's good for me to know. But I'm gonna go. Everybody will get an assignment between. It should have been yesterday and Wednesday. Now I will tell you, but this weekend, those are going to be real. They're going to be. Hey, I expect you to go out there on the field. So again, if you didn't get an assignment, if you don't have one now, you will get one within the next 24, 36 hours. And just go in and accept the game and just go through that process. You can see, and I might delete some people because it's not really telling you. I want you to see where, look, you've been removed from the game or what happens. Again, John, Ronnie, Frank, they've helped me doing when I put them on games, and I got to see, hey, what do you all see? Because we go back to DragonFly and say, look here, this is what we want to help. Because if I take, I got Joshua Owens, hey, if I move him from the headline position to the referee position, or move some around, hey, okay, he goes there. What time is the pregame? What time? Who's on the crew? You need to be able to adjust when they do that. So, I mean, again, guys, so we got to kind of communicate this, but I want to get all this administrative stuff so we can get down to now football, mechanics. Hey, what Zach brought up earlier about, hey, what about the penalty report and some other things? We got some still things we got to do. But again, I want to get out in front of this DragonFly thing. I don't want this be tagging along about people not showing up. Hey, AD didn't have nobody. I'm calling trying to get 5 people to go to this particular school. Hey, this, but again, to hear other people complain, though, it's kind of like, hey, look, guys, that's the only thing constant is change. We're gonna hit this thing, and we're gonna be positive about it. So, subject to anybody questions, say, hey, have a great week. Like I say, everybody go in there. If you have a game, look at it tonight. I hope to look at it in a couple of hours, and everybody's either accepted the game, or if you already accepted, I mean, then like I say, I would do away. I'll use those same 3 or 4 games that I'm doing. I'm gonna put a whole another set of people on that. So everybody has been a chance to see what assignment gonna look like when it comes to DragonFly. That's all I have, Jim.
The other,
I'm sorry, John.
Yeah, go ahead.
the other thing, we talked with the state today, guys, just hold off on trying to get your card
Oh yeah.
so
Okay.
that you can get into the games. They're doing it different than last year. They're not even going to turn that on until after the test is closed. And so just hold on with that. And they'll let us know with how I took it from them when we can start applying for those. But it
Yeah,
would
and
be
when-
after the state clinic.
Yeah, and when you take that test, I mean, when you take this, when you apply for that card, it's going to just let it stay, because really, you know, some of us, you know, when the school year was over, they deleted the card, and then I mean, I think eventually, if those who haven't heard, they're going to move the football, the all-star football game, that have been probably in December. They're going to play it then. They're not going to play it in July. I mean, but again, there's no reason to delete that card, because it's going to be good for the all-star games for soccer, basketball, and those type of things. Again, as we go along, I mean, like the state's learning, you know, we're learning, everybody, so we kind of going through this together. We got a couple other questions in there. You had your hands up.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, I'm only asking because you said you put out assignments. I got a message in Dragonfly said I had a pending assignment to be determined, but I never got the email. Is the assignment in Dragonfly? I don't know if that was a glitch in the system. Or
Yeah, Keith, so you did. I mean, yeah, you had it. Yeah, you got it. Game. That's what I say. And those kinds of things, that's what I need to know, because Keith, it's still out there now. Let me pull it up right now. I had
I'm the same way. That's the reason why I got my hand raised. I'm the same way.
Okay,
yeah,
Roscoe, okay,
I
because you got a
message
game.
in Dragonfly, but never an assignment anywhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine is to be determined.
They said,
Okay.
yeah, all that.
I want to say, because what happened, I think on I'm like Keith, and I think that's because when the game that you on now, and let's see, Roscoe, are you on the same game? I'm looking at it right now. I know, yeah, Roscoe, both of y'all said now East Bladen had to be determined as for the name, and they also had it to be determined for the time. I'm gonna find out if that's the case. But I got Keith, you and Roger was the referees, Eric Cole, Roscoe Graham, Rusty Worley, J.D. Eatonwood, Darrell Ferguson, James Sanders, Robert Bell, Reginald Jones, Bobby Smith, Bruce Lewis, Cleo Dunnigan. That may be why that didn't, because I don't think any of those guys I just called, they're still on that, because they still got here assigned. But what they did when they put the position, they put it in. When they put it in, they put down here the date was to be determined and the opponent was to be determined.
Right.
So again, I'm just going in and put that in.
Hey, Earl.
Yes, sir.
I haven't got anything.
Yes, you have. I just call your name. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you just called me, but I don't see nothing.
No, that's what Reggie. That's why I call everybody name who's on that game. You didn't get. Y'all got a notification. Keep doing Rusty. Y'all got a notification. But you didn't get anything else, right?
Yes, I got a notification saying that it was pending.
Okay, right. This.
I got another. Roscoe, you got a message in Dragonfly. That's it. You didn't get an email either, did you? Because I didn't get an email. I got a message in Dragonfly.
No, I got the message in Dragonfly with no email.
Correct.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to put a date down there. I'm going to put the date on the 10th of August, and I'm going to put a time in there, and give me about 10 minutes after the call and see if you get it. Okay, because those are the kind of things. So I'll be able to tell those ADs, look, when you're putting that in there, because I know they're waiting, they're calling around, because they got some games at the end of the season. They're talking to schools about getting games, but they just put it in there when they put TBD and went to the front. And so I'm going to put an opponent in there in the next 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to let, again, like I said, Keith, I see now, I'm looking at it, nobody here, all it's got is a sign. Leo, Bruce, Bobby, Reginald, Robert Bell called earlier today, Dame Sanders, Daryl Ferguson, JD Eastwood, who called me earlier today, Rusty is on the phone call, Roscoe, Eric, Roger, and Keith. I'm gonna do that within 10 minutes of the phone call in. Again, guys, I appreciate, that's what I say about communicating. And as I say, Ken, I appreciate what you did today, because I saw that and I sent something to Reggie Fields because he put the wrong things in there. But those kind of things, guys, are going to help all of us. It's going to help schools. It's going to help me. It's going to help you. So again, thanks a lot. Anybody else?
I had a few people ask.
Earl, this is Darrell Page.
Yeah, DP. Yeah, go ahead, D.
I just, did you receive that text that I sent you Friday?
Sure did. Yes.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And again, guys, we have some veteran officials out there who, I mean, they're very committed to the association. They're committed to the sport, and they want to pass stuff on to people that's coming behind. Darrell Page is one of those guys. He's a Distinguished Service Award winner, state championship official, football, basketball, college official. Hey guys, Frank Johnson. I mean, a lot of these guys here are going to reach out to you and offer you an opportunity to participate, and not just like this setting. In small groups, they're gonna make you better. So I would tell you that take heed to that advice, take that opportunity, and you can meet with them and ask them questions. I mean, whether they work multiple positions, like I say, in the minimum, they still work, they're gonna be on the field with you. And that's how you gain their confidence. So again, he's asked, and there's a couple of little small groups that if people want to get together and do certain things. The Mid-South Sport Radio, they're gonna have something. They sent an invitation out today. A couple of these conferences are gonna have media days. Guys, I'm gonna send a couple of officials out there to do that. So again, guys, if you've been asked to go out and participate in one of these meetings or represent the association, guys, you're doing it for a reason. I mean, I think we have some great new officials came in last year. I mean, and I'd like to call Joshua Owens, because I saw him on the field. And every time he worked with someone, every crew, a referee called me. He refereed last year. And people talked about the professionalism, the way he went about his job, the way he went about. I mean, we have some people doing some good things, guys, and we're going to do a bit better in the recognition thing. But I'm going to get some of you all out there to go and speak, and that's going to be our recruiting, is that going out there, and they don't want to just hear from me because I got the title of regional supervisor. You're out there doing the work. So I'm trying to put you guys out there, do that. But Darrell Page, Frank Johnson, Ronnie Blunt, and just a couple other people there, Eddie Melvin, some other people. They got these small groups, Randy Ritchie. They're gonna work with you. They call on you and just kind of just talk to you. And especially as we go to these scrimmages, and I'm gonna have a newcomers meeting probably this week. Or not, I'm gonna definitely get those newcomers together on Saturday, on the 23rd, kind of and help them, bring them along. I mean, someone help you. So again, we want you to help them as well. Anybody else?
The other thing, a couple people's asked in the chat is that they can't close the background check. They told us in the meeting that they were struggling, or there was an issue that they were working on fixing, and it should be resolved pretty quickly. So if you can't get your background check to go through, then just give it a couple days and go back and try it again.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, guys, where, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they didn't know about DragonFly. Again, that's one of those things where, hopefully that's not going to keep anybody from it. But again, that's something the state's going to do. I mean, they're going to let us know. And now I'll be pushing for that. Hopefully they got it worked out by Monday, because all the things that's going to come up, we want to get an answer by Monday. Because again, like I say, 27th, I want all the assignments posted. I would love to put them out on the 26th. And just everybody be ready to go on the 10th of August. That's all I have, guys.
Harry, you got a question?
Okay, go ahead, Harry. Mr. Cook.
Earl.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Earl, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
hey, Earl, yes, sir. Have you been sending out any other email beside the one for the DragonFly for the Zoom meeting?
Yes.
If it is, I haven't got no email from you.
Okay, I'm gonna verify. I'll send you something offline to verify your email because I think I've had a couple people in that situation now. But I'll send you something after the meeting. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this assignment out. Then I'll get in contact with you. Okay.
Okay. Right. Hey, sir. Also, I haven't got no assignment neither. You know.
No. If you did, you wouldn't have got it anyway because you ain't get an email. I got the cover. You gonna have one between the next 24, 36 hours.
Okay,
right?
no problem.
Okay.
All right, sir.
All right. And like
Thank you.
if you didn't get an assignment right now, within the next 24, 36 hours, I'm gonna just take the same games and I'm gonna remove those individuals. Once I get this done, like I said, I'm gonna get this game. This game was at East Blade. Those individuals I just called off. If everybody assigns that game tonight, every game who got a game published right now, once you accept that game and remove those games, then I'm gonna put other people on it. And then, like I say, I know the system works. That way everybody see that. And like I say, I appreciate what I can better go see because I do have some another game in Cape Fear. They got on the one at Hill County at a time to be determined. Because they these out of conference things. Some play at 7, some play at 7:30. So they don't have that. But anything that could at TBD, obviously they don't post it. Because they don't know what that this is good stuff. Anybody got anything else? Hey, now we already I don't know if he's already hung up, but one individual on the call tonight is from North State. And what he did, he was in Fayetteville for a couple of weeks and he asked could he come participate in our clinic. Guys, again, if you're going in another area in North Carolina and you want, I mean, there's no problem. But we're doing things here that's in uniformity. I mean, I have no problem with you going somewhere else and then going and getting credit for a clinic. I appreciate it. He sent me an email and I emailed him back and sent it to his regional supervisor. And I told John tonight when he signed in on the thing, that's another association, SSOA. So Charles Wagner, he's on here, and I appreciate that. And that's how we should be working together. Okay, that's how we should be working together. Well, Charles, thanks for staying on the line. I mean, and like I say, he reached out. I said, email him back. He was the first one's on the call tonight. So again, Charles, thanks, and I'll send a note to both to Albert. Tell him we appreciate you coming out and you know, participating in our clinic with us. So thanks.
Thank you. This is
Herman.
Herman. Yeah. I don't know if it was John or Ronnie was talking about the getting certified for the state and all of that. Q made she made it said that nobody will be able to get the cards. She kept saying it over and over that no one will be getting their cards until everything has been done and the state, hit that key to be said that you will complete the certified.
That is correct. I mean, they're
and also,
approving authority on that card. That's why I say, guys,
right,
I want to. That's why I want to get this administrative stuff done, not be waiting. So all we got to do is say, when the state goes in there, now the questions. I mean, we only have 50 questions for the test, guys. There's no reason to wait to the last minute. We know how the test questions go and everything like that. So again, let's not put in a situation where, you know, we waiting. I can't put you on assignment, and he's not eligible. She's not eligible. I mean, I want to get out in front of it. I mean, when it comes there, I want to ask the state, look, I need you to push those credit in on the 25th or 26th to people that's going there. But when they come out, when they get after they go to Gordon Gibbons, I want to be able, when I sign somebody, I want everybody to be eligible. I want them to be that's why I'm gonna push hard on it. I sent it, we had 13 people that did the background check. It's not their fault. That's what I'm pushing the state on, because again, as soon as we can get this behind us, we want to do that, because they really, I mean, this DragonFly is supposed to let people know in case somebody going out there who's not this, he haven't paid, he hasn't done this, she hasn't done this. Again, I want to get this administrative stuff done. That's why I want to get this clinic, last clinic for all the administrators, so we can start getting in the book, get on the field, doing some other things. All right, guys, that's all I have. Again, if you got an assignment, accept it. I'm gonna remove it tomorrow, and I'm gonna put the other people on assignment, and we get this out the way. And then like I say, Harry, JD's, all those other people who's got some issues and things we need to get answers to. I will look for it. I mean, I'm work with DragonFly and get those answers by the end of the week. And guys, I'll tell you about we're probably gonna start some football games where we're gonna have our own field. It's gonna be some football games going on, guys. So you come from a long distance, say you may be able to get your half a tank of gas or something on the way home, something like that. We're gonna get some four-person mechanics, I should say. We both got both male and females that's working. So again, hey, let's have a positive attitude. We're gonna be in our uniform and we're gonna go through some things, like I say, and I look forward to actually getting on the field this week. And that's all I have. Have a great week, guys.
All right.